All right, welcome to Low Tide. We're here today with Earth to Eve, and we just wrapped a Seawall session. Eve, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you feeling, Steph?
I'm feeling good, but I'm more interested in you because you've been all around the world. You literally just got back from Amsterdam, what, like this morning, last night, or
2 days ago?
2 days ago? And you landed right in New York, or you had another
No.
journey?
We landed, well, we actually missed our connecting flight in London. So we were supposed to land in DC because we had a show in DC, but then we ended up having to change flights to Baltimore, and then our bags were still on the DC plane. So when we got to Baltimore, we had to go to the DC airport, but our bags were just waiting there for us, which was kind of magical.
It's a good thing you don't travel with instruments,
It is a very good thing.
and that they were there waiting for you at least. Yeah,
Yes.
that would have sucked.
But we did travel with an entire bed frame, air mattress, an entire I wanted the stage to be like my bedroom.
Okay.
So we had this like massive fucking bed frame that we were lugging around that was way oversized. That my boyfriend Chris is very nice and polite, so we managed to not have to pay for the oversized baggage the entire time. But it was quite a lot of things. We had 6 bags.
Have you done, I mean, you mentioned you did another podcast this morning, but have you
Yes.
done many before? Is this like your first video podcast?
This
Just
is my second. Well, that was my first one earlier today. This is my second.
two in one day?
Yes.
All right. What's it like for you? Are you feeling like good on camera? Are you,
I'm not sure I ever feel good on camera. It's like a very odd thing to be perceived and like
Oh,
to
God,
know
yeah.
there are cameras watching, you know?
well, to be perceived, you're a musician who just
That
came
is
off a
true.
tour.
Yes.
How are you coping with that in general?
Uncertain as
Yeah.
of now, yeah. Kind of
It is
just
possible to be a musician who is not perceived. There are a few of them out there. You'll
Yes.
never catch them,
Yes.
performing live or,
Yes.
you know, under the helmet, like you don't know who that actually is.
Exactly. I
But
think
it's much more difficult.
we're a little too far, in it now to do that, but also there's something very there's something very special. I love connecting with people.
Yeah.
And so it is very special to be on stage and to get to actually bring people into my world and see their faces. And I ask everyone fun questions. So that is very wonderful and lovely.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Your project name, Earth to Eve.
Yes.
It sounds almost like a transmission or a wake up call. Where did that name come from?
So I'm very ADHD and I have a very vivid imagination and I always escape into it, arguably too much. So like growing up, people would always be like, Earth to Eve, because I'd be zoning out and daydreaming. And so like with the artist project in general, like the whole kind of goal was to bring people to transport them into like my cinematic worlds for however long the song lasts and to let them sit there like in their feelings and to be in that space that I'm constantly in where it's just like this other world. Like I don't know if you've seen the movie Soul,
Yes, I have.
the cartoon,
Yeah,
but there's
I
like there's many scenes where the guy goes to this other space when he's playing piano and he's like levitating and he's like in this zone in this otherness world, and that's where I want to bring people.
That's cute. Well, now because I'm thinking of the cute soul type of, cartoon specifically, I'm like, oh. Some artists build fantasy worlds, and
Yes.
your music feels more like trying to pull people back into reality.
Yes.
Does that resonate with you at all?
It does. I feel like in times of like mass crisis and turmoil, there's like kind of two options for art in general. It's like confrontation or escape. And majority of my music is confrontation, but the actual like instrumentation itself and the sonic worlds, like how I produce it, I feel like has that element of escapism. Like very lush like string sections and very otherworldly synths and just like navigating like these complex, very real topics in a way that feels almost otherworldly and soft and comforting.
At what point did you find your music stop being entirely personal and started being confrontational and political?
It's honestly always been both, but in terms of what I've released, I would say like last about a little over a year ago is kind of when I started releasing like very overtly political music, just because I was like incredibly angry and upset, and I felt a moral obligation to say something. And I feel like as an artist, our job is to like reflect the times we are living in.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to do like the mental health, like personal experience stuff, because it does resonate with a lot of people, and it's very important. And as the world gets more and more like screwed, basically, people get more and more depressed, upset, also like no access to fucking healthcare. Like the two are inextricably linked. So it's kind of always been there a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you say like some artists tend to lead like there's I forget the exact word you, but there's confrontational and then there's what like escapism.
Exactly, yeah.
And in a certain way, like yes, the escapism could be nice for some people. Like you don't want to think about it, you want to listen to a little song, but I think past a certain point, it actually feels even more debilitating to know that your favorite artists are seemingly living in a different reality than you.
Exactly.
And like, how could you possibly continue to find escapism in the music of someone who's so unaffected and seemingly unaffected and disconnected from your reality?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a difficult thing to contend with, I will say. I think there's a lot of value to the escapism. Like, obviously, like when I'm not doing well, I will binge a show that is entirely separate from reality just to, have that little distraction momentarily. But like what you said, if the values of the artist you like, even like the music doesn't even necessarily have to reflect the times in such a way. But if as an individual with a platform, they're not using their platform to actually speak on what is happening and impacting the vast majority of us, I take some issue with that, I will say.
Do you ever feel pressure now as a socially conscious artist to only make music about important things? Like maybe you want to write about heartbreak or something silly, but part of you wonders if it's trivial compared to everything else now.
Oh, definitely, yes. And like the album that I'm releasing, it's very much a mix of like the personal versus like the collective struggle. But I think, again, like the two are inextricably linked. Like you can't detach one from the other. And I think that's an important thing for people to understand. It's like if you don't take care of your mental health yourself, like your immediate like friends, family, loved ones, there's going to be no one decent around to take care of the bigger shit. And like you're not going to be capable of taking care of it, of going to protest, of calling representatives if you are wallowing in bed in a fucking hole all day. And so like to be able to tangibly see the impact of both has like emboldened me to continue to do both.
I saw you post about writing a song inspired by hyper-individualistic culture and how disconnected people have become. And it made me think about this a lot. Do you think modern life is actually making people lonelier or just making people more aware of their loneliness?
That's a really good question.
And I can tell you part of the reason I'm thinking on this is because I'm reading the Book of Longings right now. And part of me wonders, because of the setting of it, if someone in 30 AD may have actually been far more isolated than we are, right?
Yeah.
You might live miles from your nearest neighbor. You never meet anyone who shares your inner world. And you don't even have language for certain feelings because they were taboo or culturally invisible. And there was no internet. There's no Discord communities. There's no Reddit. There's no algorithm feeding you people exactly like you. So I wonder if awareness itself is part of the suffering now.
Oh, of course.
Like once you can name loneliness, alienation, yearning, whatever it is, you can't unknow it anymore. So yeah, I think ultimately the root of the question is like, are we more lonely now, or is the problem in the awareness and the hyperfixation on having words for it?
I think the latter, honestly. I mean, because like you said, the internet gives us access to all these fucking narratives, different people. We're able to see they have, like, even when Instagram first started, for example, it gives me so much anxiety to log on because I'm like, wow, okay, investment banker, they're doing X, Y, and Z, living the typical trajectory, yada, yada, yada. I dropped out of college twice, yes. And every time I logged on, I was like, damn, all right, they finished, okay. And it's this, I often think that, yeah, if we lived in complete ignorance and detachment from one another, that there would be a certain sense of like tranquility in that, maybe just not knowing. And it's also like with the hyper individuality, it's that this like main character syndrome to the max. Like our feeds, everything in our life is engineered for us effectively. Like we are siloed into these little echo chambers because the algorithmic overlords decide that that's what, we're consuming. And so we navigate, like, our perception is so, like, just tunnel vision. And it manifests in personal relationships. Like, I see a lot of this, like, toxic spirituality talk where people are like, you know, like I need to like respect. There's a difference between like respecting your boundaries and respecting yourself, and then just like being a shitty friend or partner.
And like weaponizing psychoanalytical babble now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I wonder too, like maybe hyperconnectivity has made us emotionally over literate. And like we have therapy language, online communities, apps feeding us identities and labels. And I wonder if that level of emotional awareness actually helps people connect more, or it traps us inside of ourselves more, right? Because like now you're obsessed with naming all the things you're feeling, naming all the things that are wrong with you.
Yes. I think it's like this, the identity, like the notion of our identities being tied to like these various different parts of ourselves, as opposed to like understanding that we're like patchwork blankets basically of everything. But it's like the hyperfixation on like, okay, I am ADHD. I am no, like I have BPD. I have ADHD.
Yeah.
And like what you said about like the therapeutic talk. I think when you have too many words to explain something and you just use them in every single given context, like it becomes.
I know. You ever think about like our parents or grandparents' generation, how like they were just happier because they didn't have words for it. They just kept it pushing. It is what it is. Wake up another day, get out of bed, make the money, keep it pushing. Like, I mean, they're all fucked up and broken, but in a way,
Different
they were
way.
happy.
Exactly.
In a way.
And it's sad because like there's a lot of use and positivity in especially this younger generation, like having access to the internet and knowing like, okay, it's okay to not be okay. You know, it's okay to like think in XYZ way. This person all the way across the world feels the exact same way as me. I'm not as isolated as I thought I am. And now we have this paradigm where people like, you know, with various like mental illnesses who don't necessarily feel comfortable leaving the house or like aren't the most socially, you know, like
suave.
Yeah, exactly. That they have Discord communities and online friends. And that's like a really, really beautiful, special thing that so many other generations didn't have. But obviously with that comes many a trade-off.
I want to pivot real quick, just because we could talk about this for hours, and I wanna cover all the bases. So a lot of artists romanticize the DIY grind, but there's also a very real emotional and financial pressure to doing everything yourself.
Yeah.
Do you ever think, though, that there's a part of independence that's really underrated when you're allowed to say whatever you want and not fear getting dropped from a deal?
I think, like, the very nature of being DIY is both, like, liberating and also, like you said, about feeling stuck and trapped. That it is very nice to be in control of the world, the vision, to be able to say what I want to say. But it comes at a cost of effectively having to do the majority of things myself and not being able to execute in such a way that is in alignment with my vision. Like if I'm shooting everything on a tripod, I can't get like a 360 shot. Or if I have
Girl, you heard of the Insta360?
I have the Insta360. He got it for my birthday 3 years ago.
I got mine from Costco.
It broke. You got yours from Costco?
Yeah, on a sale. Get it, girl.
So cool. I love editing in the app too. With the little key
I hate
frames.
editing in the
Really?
app. Yeah, I returned it.
Really?
And it's because I got it specifically for a trip that we went on to Maine and it slapped. But then when I learned that I could only edit it in this stupid fuckboy app, I was like, I'm returning this.
Well, technically you can edit it in Premiere too, actually.
I know, but it's a nightmare.
I know. So, and they're really big files.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Anyways.
So your music feels very rooted in emotional sincerity, which is interesting because, you know, the internet often rewards irony and detachment. And when I listen to your music, it feels like an urge to tune in, wake up, show out, forget trying to be cool. It's cool to give a fuck. It's cool to try. And I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on, like, is that how you live your life in general?
Yes. I hate nonchalance. It disturbs me. And I hate this like trend towards like being mysterious, nonchalant, and blah, blah, blah. Because I just say everything. I think it's like such a beautiful thing to be an open book, and it inspires people to also share.
I'm an oversharer.
But
for
it's
sure.
good.
I'm
it's
the
good.
same way.
I think it's nice. And then people feel comfortable and they want to open up, and they also feel comfortable expressing their emotions more so. And
I hope some people feel comfortable. I've also gotten I think people who are too rigid in their understanding of social structures do poorly around me. Because
Same.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'd fist bump you, but we're locked into these positions here. Is there a feeling or an idea that you keep circling creatively that you still haven't fully figured out yet?
Kind of. Like I love musicals, and I've keep trying to execute like this song where it's like a musical, and then I kind of like break the fourth wall and leave the stage, and then kind of come back and then enter like reality as the stage. And like I've tried to like make that a thing with the instrumentation, like in terms of like making it feel like you're starting in a closed small room and opening up the space. And but I think I can't limit it to a singular like song. Like it needs to exist in a larger project. I also have this fixation with making like dioramas now and like miniature rooms.
Oh my God.
And so I
I'm
wanted that to like
obsessed.
tie in somehow. Like I start in the box, like in the little miniature bedroom version of my bedroom. And then like the box breaks and I leave the box.
I'm obsessed.
And then I'm just miniature, like, but in my environment.
I'm
and
obsessed.
Then slowly I start growing and growing and matching my environment. But I'm not actually like able to execute that how I want to execute that.
We need to offline about a music video.
Yeah,
though,
that'd be really cool.
Because
I can build the rooms.
I'm excited. We need to chat.
Please.
And it's funny that you mention the musical aspect because my next question was when you aren't rapping, your style has really strong notes of jazz. Have You Heard the News? No Kings, Imposters. These are all examples of this. And even OG examples like Shit back in 2021, right? Do you have like any formal jazz roots or like where does that come from?
No. I mean, so I grew up here. I went to a lot of jazz bars when I was younger. Like Nina Simone is one of my favorite artists of all time, and like other jazz vocalists. Like there's a composer named Mary Lou Williams who I'm obsessed with, and just a lot of like beautiful, beautiful jazz musicians who are women. And I did finally. At first, I had no formal music training at all. I didn't know theory. Like when I wrote Shit, I didn't know shit. And then I finally went back to school, and I finally learned theory, and I did get a tiny bit of like jazz theory here and there, which has very much infiltrated the sound. But yeah, nothing like too formal. I mean, I finished off like basically almost a year and a half or so. So
I gotta ask,
yes,
what's the energy like at your live shows, and how do you control the shift between songs where you're ready to sit down and perform the more chill, personal, jazz-rooted songs versus hop into Threat Level Orange or No Kings? Like, how do you control that shift in energy?
So the whole reason I brought like the bedroom basically is I wanted it to feel like a slumber party or like a FaceTime call of sorts. So I kind of go on these like little tangents in between songs, and I like break the fourth wall and I acknowledge like this is gonna be an emotional roller coaster. We're gonna go up and down and up and down, and the energy is very, very. It's like we alternate between like sobbing and then laughing.
Same.
And then a little bit of dancing here and there,
Every day.
And the best part is that I've never seen audiences this diverse in age, because like at my last show, I mean, you have at all the shows actually, we've had like kids for the most part, like 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds.
That's crazy.
And then we have like 20-something-year-olds bringing their moms, and then like 40-something-year-olds bringing their son and their brother, and it's like all over the place, and it's so fun, so cool and beautiful, and they're all like connecting with each other. Like we met this family on the train in Switzerland, and the entire family came to the show in Amsterdam, and the little girl who was 5 dropped like her little capybara toy, and someone else in the audience like dove and got it for her, and it's just like this like beautiful 3 teenage girls all met each other that night, and they were all like besties. They were all like singing along, having a great time. So it's just really fun, and it feels very, very personal, and we interact. I ask questions, like I show them my party tricks, and I ask for theirs, pass the mic around.
What's your party trick?
I do dolphin noise. Do you want to hear it?
Sorry, Michael.
That was probably really hot.
Sorry, Michael.
Anyways. Do you have a party trick?
I have a few, yeah.
You want to do one?
Well, if I was 11 still, I would squirt milk out of my lip rings.
You can do that?
So personally,
yes,
I listen to your music as I warm up for boxing.
That's so cool.
It's on my shadow boxing playlist. How do you hype yourself up before you perform your more angry songs?
I think about the people in my life who are willfully ignorant, and I channel that.
What's something about your real day-to-day life that would surprise people who only know the music?
I write a song a day. I don't know if that's surprising. But for the most part, my day-to-day is incredibly boring. I basically am within my four walls, writing music, making collages. It's like I do not leave the house. That is not an exaggeration. It's like maybe every 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Do you think your friends experience you the same way your audience does?
That's a great question. Not the same way, but I think in a relatively similar way, a lot of artists have like a disconnect between the music and then who they actually are. There's some sort of persona, and I feel like for better or worse, I do not actually have a persona. It's kind of just me, which makes it obviously more difficult. But in terms of the connection, it's like they are kind of perceiving who I am, or at least like a decent facet of who I am.
We're going to pivot into a speed round now.
Yes.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Which animal has cop energy?
Cop energy?
Do not look at my dog. Do not look at my dog.
Dogs.
How dare
Loki,
you look at my dog?
I love dogs, but Loki, they're too loyal and they're kind of just like. But they're not cops. I mean, pigs, obviously.
Okay.
But like.
I love pigs.
There's got to be a better answer than that. Like feds, I feel like. Squirrels, maybe, honestly. Like undercover.
Squirrel for sure.
Yeah.
All right. You're on a road trip. What's your gas station snack and energy drink combo?
Sugar-free Red Bull. And then we're going to go with some Cool Ranch Doritos.
Which historical figure would absolutely thrive on TikTok?
That's such a good question. My mind goes blank the more I try to think. Honestly, there's nothing in my head right now.
I think Betty Boop.
Is she a historical figure?
She is.
Okay. She's my favorite, so okay. She is.
Which city has the weirdest aura?
Ooh,
call them out.
Geneva.
Okay. Hot take. What's something people pretend to enjoy?
Okay, and I love reading. But there's so much performative reading going on these days, and it really pisses me off. I feel like you just want to be perceived reading some shit.
I was
really
at
annoying.
Drag King Bingo last week.
Okay.
It's
Fun.
loud. They're doing karaoke.
Yeah.
And there was someone front row performatively reading. And I was
do you know
like,
the book?
I was like, she's like 4 pages in. She's not even deep. So that means like you're not at the point of a book where you're like, I can't put it down.
Exactly.
You just started it.
So people could see.
Why did you just start the book at Drag King Bingo? The moon is sentient. Give me your best impression of the moon sending a tweet.
Hey divas, gonna go dark tonight. Love you.
Fucking incredible. All right, what's a conspiracy theory you almost believe?
Too many. I feel like the conspiracy theorists have all been proven right for the most part, except for Flat Earth, honestly.
It's scary right now.
It's like kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
The lizard people one underneath the airport in Denver. Did you hear about that one?
No, but you almost believe that?
I have no beliefs anymore, frankly. Because anything could be true at this point.
All right.
It's like sheer idiocracy. Like
you're a ball of Play-Doh.
You can't even make this shit up. So anything.
Are you somebody who naturally likes people or somebody who wants to like people?
That's a great question. I used to think I was an extrovert because I used to drink a lot as an alcoholic. Not slay, but like slay that I'm recovered. Anyways. And then I thought I was an ambivert, and now I'm definitely an introvert. I do like people, but it depends on the person.
Well, my next question was, are you closing down the bar with your friends, or are you showing up for an hour and sneaking out without saying goodbye?
If it's with my friends, closing down.
What's the worst personality trait? What's your worst personality trait in group chats?
I just go ghost.
What's something your listeners would be surprised to learn you're actually really sensitive about?
Pigeons.
Yeah.
The plight of the pigeon.
Yeah, I think because we're both New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't talk about it.
Exactly. No,
are there pigeons in Miami? Is that a dumb question?
There are pigeons in Miami, right?
Okay, but they're not the same.
They're not really. We don't see them. Like, there's like a lot of chickens and roosters in our neighborhood. We don't have pigeons in our neighborhood. I think they're by the beach, and
that makes sense.
It's like when you live in LA, you don't go to the beach unless you're like. Oh.
If aliens arrived tomorrow and we had to prove humanity deserves to survive, what's the first app we should hide from them?
Twitter.
X.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not calling it that. I'm not calling it that.
All of them, honestly, damn.
If you had to explain Earth to Eve to a medieval peasant, what would you say?
good with gin. I don't know. What did they drink back then?
I think just like
Just like
potato
potato water.
Just fermented potato powder. That it was not vodka yet. They were like on the way.
How do they even speak? I haven't even thought about medieval times in so long. Oh, good for like hyping you up before you get on your little horse with the, what were those things called? The lances? The little swords?
So you're describing Earth
Like, I
to
feel
Eve,
like-
the musical project,
Yeah.
as good for hyping
Like
you up before
you said you
jousting.
listened to it before you box.
Yes.
So I'm just imagining these
Okay,
like
so you're
dudes getting on the horses.
You're
throwing
in
their
medieval
chainmail.
Europe right now,
Yes.
and you're like, "Yo, guys, bump this. It's gonna be really good for jousting."
Yeah, jousting. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And they're
Yes.
like, "What?" And then you're just like, "Just trust me." And then you
think-
grab a lute, and then you start.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Sick.
We had lutes back then, right? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. And harps.
Yeah.
Eve, that's all I got for you.
Great.
So
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
thanks for being here and spending time with us. If you want to hear more from Earth to Eve, her performances are going to be up on the Seawall Sessions YouTube, and we'll have links to all of her socials so you can stay in the loop on shows and new music. Eve, is there anything you want to let the people know you have coming up?
My album comes out on Friday. I don't know. Wait, when is this?
This
That's
will not be out by
yeah,
Friday,
exactly,
but her new
right? So
album is out.
My new album's out. Woo!
Tell us about your new album.
It's called Oversharing on the Internet because I overshare on the internet.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening. This has been Low Tide at Seawall.